and I will pass it over to Lauren.
Thanks, Heather. Yeah, I'm feeling okay. My knee's really bothering me, and I have to travel to Costa Rica, so this is hard. I'm trying to pack and all these things. But otherwise, in relatively good spirits. My focus for the week is just give economy stuff, QF, design things, and just keeping the Twitter going. And also with our Gitcoin grants coming up, just making sure there's nothing else, like no other rounds I should apply to. But anyway, Giveth has already applied, so we're good. Yeah, my intentions for the call are mostly just to hang out and see what's going on, and I'll pass it to Griff.
Well, thank you, Lauren. I'm feeling great. Just another fantastic Monday. Last day. The sad part is, of course, last day in Barcelona, but excited to get back and see Maxi. And intentions for the call, none. Just to survive. There's always a lot going on in this call, and I'm sure I'll react to some of it. And then focus for the week is fundraising. Yeah, like Mitch said, get those OP tokens, which are just blowing up these days. I'll pass it over to, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't even see who's in the call. Mitch, can you pass it for me?
Let's pass it. Okay.
Sorry.
Hey, GM. I'm feeling good. My focus for this week is to facilitate the ambassadors call happening today, the Twitter space on Wednesday, and prepare everything for the Gitcoin Twitter space next week. And my intentions for this call is to sync and hear all the news regarding the DAOification, and I'm going to pass it to Mateo.
Thank you, Almond. Hey guys, okay. No particular intention, just to hang out and be here. Focus for the week, very bad release week for development, so yeah, focusing on that, trying to get Celo optimism and on some chains up there. So yeah, I'll pass it to Frank.
Thank you, Mateo. Hello, everybody. I am feeling good today. My focus this week will be working on the AI thing. I'm going to take probably tomorrow, Wednesday off to work on that. And yeah, I'm getting distributions for Brace out and intentions for the call, just catching up, see what's going on. And yeah, I'll pass it to Nicola.
Thanks, Franco. Happy Monday, everyone. Okay, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling ready. My focus for this week will be prepare everyone for Meet the Makers and make sure that everybody knows what they're doing and what they're talking about. And also, I want to finalize the verification round and support some project owners that have been reaching out. And I want to definitely catch up on the forum. I am here to just catch up, also get updated on the sub-DAOification, and I do plan to take some time off in the second half of the week. So yeah, that's my plans. I'm going to pass it to Ashley. Where are you?
I'm here, GM everybody. I'm feeling a little under the weather. I think I'm getting cold or something, but still here, I'm fine. And my focus for governance this week is wrap up my buddy calls, get active in the forum, maybe talk about ETH Barcelona a little bit. Yeah, my intentions for this call in particular are just to make sure I'm in the loop on all the things voting. I think I'm all caught up on votes and signing of all the things, but mostly just to make sure I'm caught up there and to see if there's anything else I need to put my attention to. And I will pass it over to, let's see, who do we got? Monique.
Hey, GM, everybody. I'm feeling normal. And my focus for this week, lots of things. Try to sync with Mitch, and Griff, Lauren, more about this sub-DAOification and find a solution for our working group. Also, try to make the pipeline more tidy, and have some releases. I'm not distracted. I'm just here to listen, and I pass it to Heather.
Heather already went. We can put it to Suga.
Thanks, Rich. Hey, everybody. I'm here to stay abreast. I have a couple of distractions, and this week I'm working on grant writing, basically. And I'll pass it to Nico.
Thank you, Suga. Yeah, I'm good. I'm feeling good today. My focus for this week will be buddy calls and also GM stuff, and also to ensure that we address any Coda issues that may arise, and as well work on improving our time reporting in Coda and buddy call automations in Coda. And yeah, no distractions. I'm passing it back to you, Mitch.
Sure, let's hear from Santi.
Thank you, Mitch. Everyone. Intentions for the call is just sync up and be updated on everything going on governance, and focus for the week is just keep on NFT research, work on the document to evaluate costs for launching a solution for project owners to create their NFTs, and project map. And I'll pass it to Rochelle.
Thank you. I'm feeling excited for the week, and my focus is to push for the March Giveth team compensation reimbursement. There's a new thing there regarding the Giveth revenue earned, so I want to hopefully discuss that during this meeting, and also AI April, and yeah, a lot of Coda stuff and other things. And then, yeah, that's my intention for the call, what I said earlier. And I'll pass it to Jake.
Yeah, cool. I'm feeling a little tired from the big Orthodox Easter celebration yesterday. It's like Christmas here. I am working on fundraising, grants, biz dev, revenue streams this week, hand-holding Griff. And distractions or intentions for the call. It's the Mitch show. I have to tune in weekly for it. And I'll give it right back to the host.
Well, let's hear from Kotabe. If he can find his unmute button.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm feeling good. My focus for this week is on fundraising and Aprendamos Refi podcast. And I am a little bit distracted, working on the background. And I'll pass it back to you, Mitch, because I'm also distracted and I don't know who to pass it to. Maybe Jazz.
Sure. Yes. Nice.
Thanks, Kotabe. GM, everyone. My focus for the week, as all weeks, fundraising. I want to take up some new grants. We pretty much closed the majority so far. We need some new ones. And intentions for this call, nothing in particular, just would like to stay up to date. And I'm not distracted, actually. And pass it back to you, Mitch.
Great. Let's hear from Kai.
I'm a bit distracted by my terminal, but that's fine. And here to check in with you guys, see what's up. There might be new things. I want to get a forum post out. I had an interesting call with Gateway FM for a possible collaboration on things. And lots of stuff in the log this week. I want to give it to Carlos.
Thanks, Kai. GM, everyone. Here to hang out, listen what's going on, and
also are tons of things to do for development for tomorrow's release. So yeah, I'm packed, but here to listen. Let's see who's left.
Giant Can.
Okay, Giant Can.
GM, I got back in time, huh? What is it? How do I feel? Feel pretty great today, actually, in spite of the overcast weather. Is it distractions? Checking in. I'm at the office working. What's intentions for the call and focus? Just to keep up and see what everything's going on. Basically, that's the same for the whole week. I haven't been watching the screen, so back to you, Mitch.
Sure, and I saw Vlad just snuck in here. Vlad, this is just the check-ins for the governance call. Usually I just pass it around. Tell us how you're feeling, focus for the week, and what your intentions are for the call. Which I feel like I already know. Go ahead.
I'm feeling great. I'm in São Paulo. I'm feeling great. I'm very focused on this week. I'm building an NFT Brazil because it's pretty early. I'm in São Paulo for that. I have some couple of friends. And my intention in this call is like just to check if you guys want to come. I put an idea on the forum of how that could be possible, how it could help on that. And I want to talk about that at some point.
Great. Yeah, I got it in the agenda here. Don't worry.
Thanks.
Okay, let's look at all these people. I think everybody went. Yeah, okay, good. Okay. All right, let's keep moving. Priority things. Maybe if Rochelle, you want to touch on this March compensation thing that you were talking about. I think I know what it is, but
Yeah. So, since December to February, there were some Giveth contributors who provided their service to Jal Magic, and for that, for December to Feb, Giveth earned around 2,696 CSD. So yay, Giveth. So instead of Jal Magic paying Giveth, we would just deduct the amount from the payment that Giveth pays to GM contributors. So we just net it out. So instead of requesting 112K from the DAO, it would just be 109K for March.
is that just because it's all going to Griff anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like General Magic trying to get fiat or something to then send to Giveth when Giveth is sending give tokens to General Magic. You know, it doesn't make sense. So,
yeah, just playing musical chairs and this thing.
Yeah, consolidating costs. Like, why have General Magic bill Giveth and then have Giveth bill General Magic? Just figure out who owes who what and make one bill.
Okay. Anything else, Rochelle?
I think
I want to add one thing. This is really cool. This means that by outsourcing, we're actually reducing the DAO's cost of Giveth. So it's really cool. It's really great work. And this month it's going to be even more because we're doing so much praise work. So, and I hope that every month going forward, that like eventually General Magic might have to pay Giveth.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. I noticed that the costs, however, tend to be going up a few percentage points every month. Maybe that's inflation. But alas, okay. Cool. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear the helicopter. No? Okay, great. Okay. Anything else around this? Are we good?
Oh yeah, just like it's up for advice process in the forum, so please vote on the poll and comment if you have any questions on the Rs or the list of people that we paid. Yeah, thanks.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Michelle. Next thing, some things here. Pending multi-sig transactions. So from last week, swapping in a couple signers. Some of you signed the thing, some of them, only part of them. On the Giveth matching, we still need another signer. There's like 20 transactions here, and basically we're swapping out Bowen for Giantkin and then Monique for Franco, just to get some more active signers. It's like we signed them all, but then some people didn't do Polygon, some people didn't, did the Giveth main, but didn't do Giveth liquidity. So if you're on these signers and you haven't done it already, like some of these, we're just missing one more person to sign so we can swap out these owners. If you go to your safe, you should be able to see all of the transactions that you're eligible to sign. So please, if you're in the Giveth main multi-sig, the Giveth matching multi-sig, or the Giveth liquidity multi-sig on mainnet, Optimism, Polygon, and Gnosis chain, just go in there. It only needs one or two more signers on each, and we can close this out. So if you are listening and you are on this call and you can sign something and you haven't, please do it now so that it can be done. Thanks. Any questions? Does what I'm proposing or what's being set up here not make sense to anybody? Okay. Okay, cool. Next thing after the multi-sigs, we got a snapshot vote. I think that's going to be up for just a few more hours, 9 more hours. This is the ETH Barcelona Bronze sponsorship. I think we talked about this last week, but basically had this opportunity to jump in and get the bronze sponsorship to get some of the early bird perks. So Griff sent in 11,817 USDC in the hopes that we can get it back, but this is just like asking to see if this is cool. If this is okay to sponsor ETH Barcelona with a bronze sponsorship, meaning we get a booth, then we'll go ahead and reimburse Griff for the expenses that he expedited to get us the early bird. So this is up for another 9 more hours. 87% positive. But yeah, go ahead and vote on here if you have an opinion. And there's a forum post attached as well that you can read.
Is
does anyone have
bronze sponsorship only for white booth or free registrations?
We get 3, maybe 4 free tickets as well. Yeah. Yeah, but this was the lowest tier we could go while still getting a booth.
Something to mention about tickets, I know that a lot of us last year ended up with free tickets, so I think we should have some tickets available for contributors if you can't get one.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see what the regular ticket prices are. I don't think they've released them yet. Okay. All right, so that's up for another 9 hours. And again, there's more info there in the forum post. You can see the invoice and everything. Give Garden, nothing for Give. We've got the Middle East team, Mohammed, we got Ramin, and we got Cherik, all up there right now asking for some NR Give. All these votes that passed before need to be executed. So maybe that's something I need to do today. But it's like a quirk, like if the proposal passes, you need to enact it. So actually like execute it. So like here, like Moshe Hab, it passed, but he hasn't gotten the tokens yet because you need to enact the vote. So I can do it. Or if you're, oh, that's on optimism. I shouldn't do that. That's weird. Yeah, if you want to actually get the tokens, probably in your own self-interest, you should probably go ahead and try and enact the vote, and then it'll actually do the thing. So just a little detail for you guys when we're going through and doing stuff in the NRGive, that it passes, and then you have to execute it to actually get it to do the thing. So there it is. And just another reminder for this NRGive thing, if you're eligible, you have until May 3rd, so just a couple of weeks left to get those through. Make sure you do it on time because you cannot claim NRGive retroactively. And don't forget to vote for the Middle East dudes, Cherek, Ramin, and Mohammed, to get their NRGive tokens as well. Any questions? No? Okay. Okay, next thing here, subdelification, stewards, talking about this. There was a really great session for me last week that we had on subdelification, part 2. I dropped it in the Discord yesterday, the recordings that Franco took of the 2 sessions. So if you want to review them, they've been recorded and you can watch them on YouTube. I put up a poll for stewards to us to plan a session next week. Hopefully it doesn't conflict with anything like Gitcoin grants related or otherwise, but we'll see. And I honestly, I have a pretty good idea of like a proposal that I want to bring to the table that hopefully addresses some of the main issues. I think the big thing for me and what I was hearing from Monique as well is like finding a way to have some sort of centralized planning structure for groups that want it. Like I heard from the devs, for example, that it was like, you know, we still need some way for them to like plan what they're going to be doing week to week, and necessarily like working out of specifically just products, it doesn't really work, or it might be too hard. So I'm thinking of like a structure for people to work out of. I'm curious if anyone has any thoughts they want to share on the call or from last week's session. Wow, absolutely tough crowd.
Yeah, I'm very pleased. That's exactly what I want. So that I can say that. I like that way.
Sounds good.
Bust out the links.
Thanks, Mitch.
Yeah. This structure may work, but I don't want to talk about it right now. It's time consuming. Yeah, and only one point is that I mentioned my idea, and some people would agree with me that we can see the development as a building bricks. That we should not see only depend on a single person for one product line. We can rely on the development team, and probably the most appropriate person will take over. But development includes reviewing, being backup of each other, and and creating a smooth task force for people. So they should not be idle in 1 week and overwhelmed in another week. So instead of mentioning a person in a product, for instance, mentioning Muhammad, I, Carlos, anyone, let's change the role and say, the development. We need, for instance, 8 hours of the front backend, for instance, more specific, 8 hours of backends every week, or 2 hours of DevOps every week.
I'm interested then, how would we, would you have like a standard rate? Because like the important thing is budgeting. So if we're eight hours of development, how do we budget that considering everybody's own salaries?
It's a good point. And by the way, I think it's idealistic to say that we can match every penny on budget and payment. We should have some buffer, I guess.
Well, a buffer is normal, but we should be able to estimate the costs of a project or a product. So we need to have, if we say that we're not going to have people and instead we need 20 hours a week of front-end development or development in general, we need to estimate the cost of that.
It's a good point. We can rely on average plus a little buffer. I think we can solve the budget somehow.
Another problem is that the budget comes from planning. It doesn't make sense itself. So the complexity of a product can be talked in a group, and after that, they provide the estimation about it. And we can guess at the beginning, but after that, if you discuss, you may have some better ideas about how long it's going to take. So if I want to summarize the code review, the release plan, what we built about sharing knowledge inside the team and working in teams rather than individuals, and also the maintenance. Maintenance is the most important part of the products, and that means that if you don't have anybody individual that helps you after the release of the product, it may fail. So we have to have plenty of this. And I can see the suggestions of the stewards and that there's no even test or there is no even DevOps timing for their products. For example, they say, I need Mohammed 1 day a week, but there's no DevOps there. So DevOps is a service that we have everywhere. It's a hidden things. Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's good. I think the big thing is, like, as you're saying, having more of a planning process rather than just starting the work, and I think that's something that's missing overall, is like just thinking through more what you need, and then when we do proper planning, then we can also estimate the costs and maybe even like what we expect to get out of it, and compare those things.
Also, if you need someone specifically, you can mention, I think, I think we experienced it before. We can, for example, nominate one specific person, and we can manage the time, the efforts and the other stuff for the whole. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the big thing for me, Monique, that we're just going to take some time to talk about this, is like knowing who my person is. Like, if we give it development and then, 1 week it's Charik and then the next week it's Ramin, and then it's like, who do I talk to as like a PM to like coordinate? So it's good to have you allocate resources, but then it's like the PM knows who their person is. I think that's really useful.
Yeah, it can work. It can work, but in matter of the also priorities, we have to discuss. For example, I know that every product owners need admin for their issues. And it's
but it's like, I need a front-end developer. And then you say, okay, well, Ramin has bandwidth. And it's like, okay, Ramin goes to the task. And then it's like, you have that. You can allocate the resources and then you allocate the people based on the resources available. But it's like,
yeah,
I ask for a resource and then you give me a person. Maybe that would be an interesting way to look at it.
It can work, but there are some stuff that you have to, I can talk about these issues later. Because in Scrum, we're saying that everybody should report to the team rather than a specific person. And
who is everyone?
The team,
like a product team or a chapter.
Both, mostly the product team. But when, for example, they have to prepare some issues to get reviewed sooner for the release, they have to be there and be responsible. So they can't tell you, for example, that okay, I'm done and goodbye. I'm not at the weekend prepared. They have to be there because everybody else is waiting for them. So we're thinking about these kind of issues that it's more human things and coordination. It's not just business.
No, I agree, and that's like coordinating with the whole team, but it's good to have the PM to know who the team is, instead of just me asking all the front end whatever to come to this meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, and something else I was thinking about. So it's like we kind of see this thing that like emerges around development. Maybe there's somebody who does it in DevOps. Maybe there's somebody who does it in comms. I see comms as like this kind of chapter as well. But then there's like design, which is sort of like headless, I guess you could say, that kind of just picks up issues as people ask for them. So in my head, I imagine that like kind of these chapters or shared services organize themselves as they wish. Sometimes they have centralized planning, sometimes they don't. But then like kind of giving the autonomy for each chapter to organize itself, but then having more stricter rules and guidelines for product teams or working groups.
I think you're right, and you have to choose the person that you want to count on, even for the design. And but for the design, we don't have, right now, because we can't call it chapter right now. But the whole pipeline is matter from design. Before design, analysis is more important. For example, we have a meeting about the QF. I bet that Lauren had lots of other things in mind 4 months ago and talk about it with Griff. And then come to us, try to explain, and then we go with Amin, try to expand it a little bit, talk about the structure of the backend, and then they go to the design team. So if we want to think about, and we just ask for example, budget, that, okay, we need this person, there's no estimation of the budget because we don't know how it could end. But if we do the analysis and then we make sure and we have an okay from all the team members that we can deliver this, for example, in 2 months with this budget, then we can propose it to the DAO. But before there, so we sometimes say that the hours spent by the design team cannot be concluded in the budget because, it's kind of project, it's for example, it's your time as a project manager to design it. For example, for the PFP, there are lots of discussions about the PFP and how we can announce it with the Santi, you, and even Marco. And after that, the team getting formed. And right now, you have a gut how if you want to define a feature, you can propose it to the DAO. But before that, we don't know even how we want to do it. Even for the give power, at the first that we describe it, we don't have a guess that how might it take. Sorry.
Yep. No, I get it. Yeah, that's interesting. Anyone else have anything to add around this or more comments? Okay.
I'll just add that.
Yes,
sorry,
absolutely.
I don't have anything substantial to add, but I don't want the radio silence. I just want to say that I think probably a lot of this sub-application stuff is pretty overwhelming and confusing, and so we don't always have great feedback to give, but we appreciate what you're doing. I don't feel like I'm qualified to make too many comments, but just wanted to add that. Thanks, Mitch.
I mean, for me, the last sessions have been really great, and I have a pretty good idea of what direction we should head in.
That's encouraging.
We'll just, yeah, it's been really helpful for me. I know it seems overwhelming for the rest of you guys, but okay, Griff, let's calm down with the burgers there. Nothing to say, Griff. Just spamming emojis.
Sam was doing it. I swear. Oh, now he hides. Sorry.
Wow. Okay. Great. Someone else? No.
I mean, I have some things that I would like to talk about, but I don't think that this call is the right place. I'm looking forward to the stewards call, the next session, to kind of like bring up some of these more nuanced ideas and things.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna write a big update this week for people to chew on some stuff, and then we can hopefully look at it, think about it, and then come into a longer discussion next week. And it's going to be a 2-hour session. I heard people, it was too short. So, okay, let's have a 2-hour steward session and just, figure out what we can and go from there.
Thanks, Mitch.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Vlad, bring Giveth crew to Brazil. What's this about?
Hey guys, so Subdowing, huh? Interesting. You're gonna create Lil Giveth. Yeah, I don't know what it's about either, but let's me start with my motivation on that. So guys, I've been with some of you guys on other events, and I always find the Giveth presence and experience very amazing. And I was talking on DMs with some of you guys about this idea. I'm here in São Paulo for doing NFT Brazil. We did an NFT Rio last year. It was very cool. We had outdoors of NFTs. Snoop Dogg retweeted us 80 times. Just sold it out. It was very, very cool. And we decided it was in Rio de Janeiro, and we decided to evolve that to NFT Brazil in São Paulo to quick start a series of events. Just have Ethereum Rio, Ethereum São Paulo. I just had Ethereum, by the way. It was very cool. And I was thinking okay, that might be hard to add another event, another country, on an agenda of a DAO in the middle of the market. That's looking a little better right now, but still a bear. And I was thinking how can I do that? And how can we help and incentivize Giveth come? And basically the idea that I had is creating a Giveth project with the idea of bringing Giveth crew in Brazil. Because I really think once Brazil learns how to how to use Giveth, I think how much Brazil needs a tool like that, and how much the presence of Giveth could be bigger. Anyway, I thought about creating this project, and first, before creating this product, I put this post on the forum to see if there's people that are willing to come here, if there's people that are if I had the opportunity, I would go. And once figure out how many people like this idea of going. We have some costs in mind that you can set a goal on this Giveth project. We could donate that, I would donate that, and to make it even more easier, any amount that you get that is enough to pay for people to come here, we are offering a Giveth house. It's almost as cool as Barcelona Giveth house, but it's a cool house for people to stay. And if you have if you get our goals of bringing people here, paying the flights, plus a number, we can evolve this space we have available. So we have available the house and a space for Giveth to create an experience with cushions and a TV and stuff. Is almost a booth. If you have the goal of the flights plus an amount to get a booth and sponsor status, if you have the basic costs plus Y amount, we have like more perks like a regular sponsor. So we're coming from a place that you have a place to stay and you have like a place to do the Giveth thing on the event. I'm just not sure about the process, so I first suggest like if you start the donations and you don't achieve the goal, we split between Giveth Treasure and like the events just to help. But if you achieve the first one, have like the basic perks. If you achieve the second goal, have like more perks, something like that. You know, I really didn't know what I was doing. I was like totally by heart, like I want to make this happen. I want to like give a fee for my event. So I did my best trying to figure out how to do that. Anyway, that's the idea. I'd love to know what you guys think about it.
I think I'll follow. Oh, Heather, you got something?
Oh yeah, I posted in the forum about it, and I love any excuse to go to Brazil and hang out with you, but I think as a DAO we really need to focus on organizing Barcelona.
Yes, I also figured that. By the way, I just voted in the proposal there for Barcelona, and I think I will be there with you guys. So yay! But I also figured that it might be too much to add something in the calendar, mainly organizing something like that. That's one I want to check if there's like people that have the bandwidth to like come. So perfect. That's exactly the kind of feedback and conversation that I want to have with you guys. Thanks, Adam.
Mm-hmm.
I also know Giveth crew is like very big and like they're all over many countries, so you got a shot.
Yeah, like I think I could probably go, but I wouldn't have any like bandwidth to plan anything. You know, I would just go there and just like talk to people. If we have a booth, like a booth with one person would be impossible. I would, that person would just be there the whole time. So I have to see like how many people could reasonably go. What's the cost of those flights? Are they the right people to send to a conference? What are our goals from it? You know, it's one thing to like get invited to a conference, and then it's the other thing for the person on the other table to figure out, okay, well, what do we hope to get out of this? Like, you know, if we're getting brought there by someone else.
Yeah, totally. If you have the right people like interested in going, we can also like help with the operation, like having someone that talks Portuguese there, and like having like some posters, like here's some Brazilian projects on Giveth that you can donate right now, and explain how's the best platform to donate, and the donor like had to give back some stuff. Anyway, we can provide some human help too. But yes, like the post on the forums there, I'm very glad that I talked about it on the voice. I can explain. Basically, is that if you can like fly some people here on this crowdfunding project, we have a space and a place for you guys to stay. And yeah, if you guys want to know more about it, I put a website there. There's also like a proposal announced or sponsored. The first event was the first announced thing in Brazil, and like now Brazil is like announced is very big in Brazil in terms of community, and there's a bunch of information there too. If you guys want to come, if there's someone that want to come, we have this place for you guys, and we help Giveth. It's not about a sponsorship thing. We're trying that another place. We have like a goal for booths and other stuff if you can make, like, because we have like a basic cost to settle a booth that we're doing, the place we're doing. But it's not really necessary. Like we have a space there, and we love you guys. If you guys want to come, you're here for receiving and helping whenever you can. Thanks for the space, Mitch. I'm so good on doing meetings. leading meetings.
Thanks, Vlad. Does anyone want to add anything or have any thoughts here? I know anybody's like, yeah, sure, I'll go to Brazil. That's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, sure, yeah.
Thanks for presenting on that and sharing all that and inviting us.
Yeah, I also really love it. I was like, my first reaction is like, oh my God, of course I want to go Brazil, right? But then it's like, yeah, what would be to go? What can we really realistically achieve there as a Giveth? And I don't know, like setting up some intentions around this, maybe a fundraising team, maybe one person from fundraising and one person from onboarding, and like create something that actually would make sense for Giveth to go. And I guess that's more brainstorming around what do we want to do, talks or onboard projects or get some funds or everything or none of it. What would be the real goal that we can get out of that? That would be my biggest question. And I'm happy to go and check out the forum post. Thanks, Vlad.
Yeah, I'm also curious, like, what our approach would be to the NFT audience. I mean, we have this awesome donation platform on the blockchain and stuff, but like, what do we have that would appeal to like the NFT crew? We don't really do a whole lot of stuff with NFTs. So if we were to come, like, what would be our our selling point?
Well, I think Giveth has the Give Back Poats narrative, which is like a nice application that also fits in a talk. Like Brazil is in a very, it's like on a point of the learning curve that's like any applications on NFTs on like a business perspective would be like interest for them, and also have the Givers collection that you guys just released, which could be exposed there. And again, guys, like that's a situation of like we're open the doors for something that we recognize. So if you can do nothing, like we can, for example, like put the Givers collection exposition and explain about it, yeah, and also like Bob has his project on Giveth there. Bob's one of the partners of the event. Like he's doing the event with us. It's gonna be there. You can also like make a moment on the booth that Bob explained this project on Giveth for like an audience, and that could be like not just for like educating people how putting a project works, but also like can talk about funding and also I don't know, maybe some investors there. I don't know, he's more like a business guy than me, but trying to answer the question about the goals and the potentials. But I think the hugest thing would be like getting like someone like, hey, Giveth school, I didn't know that. Like I know someone in a social project, I know someone that could use that. I know like onboarding projects and setting this ground, like so this public goods on Brazil, like in count of Giveth or something, and like starting from there. I think like we're like in a earlier stage in some countries, like when you have to build some projects off that place and then make those projects like, hey, you can donate crypto on Giveth, and then other people like get to know Giveth too. So I would say that would be the main goal of being there, but also there are other cool stuff that we can do on the NFT narratives and like people with Giveth projects in Brazil being there too, making this connection. I know Bob's not the only one. The other projects we have, like Bankless Brazil, they're all gonna be there, and like we can like stronger those connections too.
Okay. Great. All right. Well, we'll give it a read. What do you like? You still need to set up the project. So, I mean, are you just how long are you gonna wait, Vlad?
We have like.
You want more yeses than nos, and then you'll do it.
Yeah, maybe have like you guys have like a quorum. Like I know there's like it's like a proposal in a proposal system, but it's like it really depends on us like to talk with each other to like so set this goal and like I don't know, maybe 10 votes as a quorum. like raise it, put the discussion on another point. Now that's our goal. Is that the best way of doing, like setting to the Giveth treasure and then like directly? Do you guys think it's weird to make people donate to something that can be something or can be like a donation to the treasure? Depend on if guys, like I think bring this discussion after like 10 votes or like 5 positives out of 10 or 5 positives out of like 15. I don't know. 5
I
is a
think
good
10
number of
is
people.
good quorum for us.
Yeah, and 5
generally.
yes. 5 yes, I would go. I think set a team of 5 people. I believe. I don't know.
Yeah, we have to figure out like if the right people are going and what the goals are. Like, because if it's like okay,
I think it would
I
be
don't know.
good to include, so like if you are commenting on this forum post, like maybe like yes, I would be interested in going, and this is how much it would cost me to get there. That would give us a good way to estimate what the cost would be to get the people there. Because I think that's going to play a big part in it. If it's like Mateo and Carlos coming from Colombia, their costs are going to be a lot less, whereas if it's like people coming from Europe or the States or something, that might be a little bit higher.
Perfect, actually. Perfect. Yeah, that would be amazing and buy us some time.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Because depending on our goals, we want to pick the right people to go. It's like, no offense, Mateo and Carlos, you're great developers, but I don't know if you're the fundraising type. So what would that look like?
We're gonna have hackathons too.
No hackathons. There we go. Now we're talking.
Okay, guys. I don't want to take more time of this meeting. I said everything I had to say. Thanks a lot for the attention, guys. They're amazing.
Yeah, thanks, Vlad. Okay, 4 minutes left. Some PSAs. I talked about the NRGive token distribution. I probably don't need to talk about it anymore. But again, you have until May 3rd to get it done. Buddy reviews. I am behind. I've got to hang out with Lauren and Franco sometime. I don't know. I had a good chat with Kai though last week. Self-review forums for yourself and for Giveth as an organization. Contributor feedback form. Anytime to any Giveth contributor. Fill it out. Give us some feedback. If you're planning a buddy call, make sure that you invite everyone to give you feedback, so you have something to talk about on your call. And make sure to keep Nico in the loop when you're planning your call so that he can collect the feedback and deliver it to your buddy on time for your call. And I think that's it. Any last minute things before we close this out? Griff's usually got some for us, but we'll see.
Just AI April. The big news is I don't know how many devs are in here, but if you need an API key for ChatGPT 4, we got it. So that's pretty sexy. I'm really stoked to see the projects improve when they can start querying that API. It's really a huge step up. So definitely message me if you want that API key. And that's it.
Great.
Oh, maybe. Well, I guess one quick thing. Yeah, you're right. Giveth AI is popping off, and I don't know, Mateo or any other, and Monique, if you guys find it would be very interesting if we could start maybe committing some resources over to support Sem and pushing this forward. I know you, Mateo, you work with Sem a lot. I don't know, Monique, if there's other resources that you think you would recommend that we use, but I was thinking if maybe we could dedicate some Giveth resources to continuing this project.
I just hate just slamming things through like 1 week to the next. It's awful. It's like, hey, this new thing this week, we need to put people on it now. And I bet it also drives other people crazy. Look at what he's like.
Yeah, there's a meme that just said the product manager say, okay, we put it in the backlog. and we think about it. And they didn't get priorities sometimes. I can share
What is this, though? What am I looking
at? Sure. I know that we have free bandwidth this week.
Who does?
So I also want to just, Mitch has a good point. No one knows what this is beyond like you and me, Griff. This is something that STEM is creating or has created that's basically like using ChatGPT. The idea is that ChatGPT can allocate resources to actually make things happen. So it's like there's like a project that's like buy blankets for homeless people, and ChatGPT like will then be able to like make orders for blankets that will then go there. And
yeah. So imagine a poverty-focused ChatGPT agent that is in a Telegram group, and certain people who have permissions or something can say like, hey, I want to help the homeless in New York. What's the best thing to do? And they're like, hey, here's some like some items that they could really use. And it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'd like to buy them some blankets or whatever. Okay, well, here's an Ethereum address, put $500 in here and I'll order blankets and I'll have it sent to this homeless shelter, or it's a bad example probably, but it could actually just set all that stuff up and get some crypto, go to BitRefill, buy an Amazon gift card, go buy blankets, and then send it to the shelter. Like this is the concept that we're working with. One of the blockers was getting the ChatGPT 4 API key. So.
All right. Well, I'm going to clean my hands of this.
Yeah. Anyway, I just want to put on Mateo's radar, Monique's radar. It doesn't mean, oh, hey, I need Mateo for 20 hours this week. Not at all. Not at all. Just saying, hey, here's this cool thing. And look, there's even a website up. Kai's already been working on it a little. And so there it is.
Got it. Cool. Well, I'm taking some time off this week to work on AI, so this is awesome. All right. We're a minute over the call, and I believe we're cutting into Yas's time for fundraising. So I think we will... Yes.
I'm just ready to say bye.
You're prepping to say goodbye. Okay, I get it. Okay. All right. Bye, everyone. Do the same time next week.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.